All right, on to the fourth bottle. First one, not so good. Second one, very good. Third one, not so good. Fourth one, I believe I made this one out of a beer yeast, this batch. It's called a 1 month mead, which was the recipe and stuff called for that it was, instead of letting it age 8 months, that after 1 month, this mead is perfectly good and fine with flavor-wise to drink. Because as doing meads is like wine, it tastes better over it ages. So I tried this, and I didn't really care for it when I first made it because it kind of had a very strong flavor. And Caden, because it kind of had a flavor that I didn't care for from the beer yeast. Because when you use certain yeast, it will take the attributes of that yeast and add it to your beverage that you're brewing. So I didn't care for it, and a lot of people said, yeah, let it age for a couple months before you try it. So this has been aged for the same amount of time as everything else, so about 8 months to a year. And that one has a little bit of smoke coming out of it, so that must definitely be the beer yeast, because it's kind of like, yeah, this is the beer yeast. I can tell by smelling. Kind of got that beer hops smell.
You kind of more smoke than I do. I don't really.
Oh, again with the color. Again with the color. It's got fizzes in it. So that's kind of the signal that this is the beer yeast, because it takes on the attributes of the beer, even though this is not carbonated.
Okay.
Now that the fizzes are gone.
It smells good though. It smells good.
Smells way better out of the bottle.
Yeah, it does.
Oh yeah, swish it around.
It smells really good. Not really a beer girl, but.
Right, I don't really drink beer unless it's the heavy duty stuff, 11% by volume.
But it smells good, so I'm excited.
Mm.
Oh, wow. Strong, but good.
Strong and sweet.
It's definitely sweet. Wow. I didn't expect that. I think it's gonna be sweet.
No.
Not at all.
Pretty impressed with that one.
Yeah.
That's a beer yeast. It's a totally different way of making it than you do with normal yeast for making wine and stuff like that.
Thumbs up to this one.
Yeah. Thumbs
Definitely.
Then again, all these first ones are around, except for the first batch that I made was 11 to 12%. The rest of them were around 13 to 15%, somewhere in that range. This beer yeast came out to about 15% because I fed the yeast nutrients and stuff to keep it going so it didn't die out at the suggested alcohol percentage that yeast would produce. So, oh yeah, and these are our bacon bash glasses.
That we're drinking out of.
If you're wondering what's on there, yes, it's bacon bash. Everything bacon. Definitely not too bad. I think this is a good one too. Like I said, when I first tried these ones, it was 1 month. I didn't care for the flavor. But this one actually, yeah, after it's about 8 months old.
It's really good.
Yeah, pretty good. It's kind of hard to wait to taste this stuff when you're making it because you get a little antsy about it, so.
And I like a lot of sweet wines, so just kind of, it's pretty good.
Very good. Very, very good. Yep, definitely pretty good for homemade. I'd put it up against any of that store-bought stuff that I bought in the past that for Meads were like, you're bottling this and selling it and people are buying it. Yeah, so all these that I have right here so far, these 4 batches, I'll put up against a lot of the crappiest store-bought Meads that I've bought. And I guarantee people will buy this before they buy that. Because I've had some that tasted straight like vinegar.
Yeah, we've had some
and
gross ones
it was like,
before.
and they're selling that stuff for around $17 to $20 a bottle.
Yeah.
The good Meads, like this first one, well, the second one that I tried, the Vikings one, that one, I could tell you, would probably sell at retail stores for somewhere in the $24 range a bottle. From most of the other ones that I've tasted that are not mass produced. I mean, a lot of them, the store-bought ones, they're not mass produced big time, but they're produced to where there is a market for them, and the time that it takes to make them is what causes the value to go up, because mead's a totally different thing, because honey costs way more than grapes and stuff like that you'd use to make wine. So that's where the pricing comes into the meads. So, but yeah, I'd say this right here is
pretty good.
10 times better than a lot of the meads that I've went to and tried.
We tried a couple just because we wanted to taste.
Where's that
people.
bottle of, is it a bottle over there, that one? The one that, down there. Oh, it's filming it. But over there, look over there and see.
Anything?
Look behind the, not there no more?
Oh, this one that we got.
Yes.
I don't know if I do that though.
This is a guy who makes some meads here in Michigan. It's Bardic Wells Meadery. We stopped in there.
Get some okay ones.
Some of them are pretty good. You know, meads are specific to each person's taste. These bottles here sell for anywhere around $15 to $20 a bottle. And these are only 375 milliliters. I make a habit of trying different meads everywhere I go, just to see what people's got out there. Because, like I said, I'm not a professional or anything like some of these guys. They're not professionals. I've been to the meaderies. It's a bunch of local guys making their fame and fortune off their meads, something that they're passionate about. He is in Montauk, Michigan. I'd say stop and check him out if you ever get a chance. You know, he does tastings and stuff like that.
He makes a lot of ones with fruit, though.
He makes fruit flavors. This one's a honey coffee wine, so this has kind of got like a coffee-ish flavor to it, which is one that I kind of liked out of his selection that he had more than the others. But again, like I said, mead is specific to... Some people like meads a different way. It's like wines, you know. A lot of people like dry wines, sweet wines, white wines, red wines, stuff like that. You know, so it's a good place to go. You know, good time. You're over in the area.
And if you've never had mead before,
It's,
never tried it,
if you haven't had
I'll
mead
sample
before,
some.
you can sample it.
see what you like.
You might not like it. You might like it. But it's something to do. And it's different than doing the normal wine tastings. So, but yeah, he's one of the places that I'd like to take a bottle of one of mine and let him sample that.